Hi Lisa, I'm going to give you a quick rundown on how to run the athletic.net Meet Manager software. Super easy to do. So anyway, what you need to do is go to athletic.net and log into your cross-country page. Then at the very bottom of the page, you'll see the XC Meet Manager. Go ahead and click on that and then download the Excel Meet Manager, and then you'll see this icon on the screen. You click on it, it will automatically download, and you can see I've done this a few times. So there I download the file. That is currently located in your download folder right here. So there's a copy of that file in my download folder. You can take that out and put it on your desktop and run it from wherever you want. But I'm going to go ahead and just run it straight from here. And when you open it up in Excel the first time, Excel doesn't like programs that have a lot of macros in it. It's kind of a security issue. But all you have to do is say enable editing, and then it will say enable content, and click on that. And now you're ready to go. Here's the Meet Manager software. There's a whole lot of stuff built into this, but it's so easy to use. You just type numbers, and I'll show you how to do that in just a second. All right, before I go leave athletic.net, I've got to show you real quick. You need a couple numbers for identifying your meet. So if you go back to your schedule and find your meet, all right, so I'm going to use the Kent Lake Kentridge meet. They should be manage meet. If you are not the meet manager or the host, you've got to go up here to this edit button and make yourself the host of the meet. So if I click on this and it says, are you the meet host? Yes. If it's on no, change it to yes so that it shows up. Okay, so once again, click on Manage Meet, and then when you manage the meet, you're not going to download entries from athletic.net here. But what you need to do is you need this information right here. You need to write down this number. So this is the meet ID and a key, all right, because that's what's going to be, you're going to need to enter that on the first page of the Meet Manager spreadsheet. So jot down those numbers from your meet. All right, then go back to your spreadsheet. All right, and right here you can see on the page, this is where we're going to enter those numbers. So for my particular meet, it was 119819, all right, and the key was 9B3J8. There we go. All right, and at this point, I don't want to click download meet yet because I want to decide, do I want all the entries? Now, you have to decide, did everybody make their entries for the meet? Some coaches do, some don't. It's a lot cleaner looking if you don't, but the problem is you run into a case where some coach didn't bother to put in an athlete, and then now that athlete showed up and they're going to run. All right, so what I usually do is I say, give me the whole roster. All right, and then now I'm going to go ahead and download the meet, and what it will automatically do is download and put all the information into the spreadsheet, and so it tells me everything is successful. All right, if I go check the schools, there's all the school information. If I check the entries, here's all the entry information. All right, here's all the races set up, so it's all automatically done for you. All right, before the meet, I always print this out, so I'll copy all the Kent Lake people. All right, and I'll just copy and paste and put all the Kent Lake people onto a spreadsheet, and then here's their number. Now, when you do that, I'm going to create another file. I create another spreadsheet like this, and I put like Kent Lake entries. Okay, and then I go back and I copy and I paste. All right, and all these, if you get a bunch of these errors, just keep clicking yes, it doesn't matter. All right, but now everything's there. This column B, you don't need to print that because that's what race they're in. All right, just take it and shrink it down so it goes away. And now you can see everybody else, and I'll just print this out and give it to the coach. Say, here's your numbers. All right, and they have to write their numbers on their fist, just like we do in track. It's identical. Okay, and you do that for all teams. I think you have 3 teams, so you'll have to do it for all 3 teams. All right, but then the second thing you do before the meet is you set up the race setup. And this is easy. You just click initialize race, put race number 1. Okay, there's race number 1 all set up. Go back to race setup, click on initialize race, make race number 2. That's the varsity girls race. All right, and go back to race setup. Click on initialize race, race number 3. All right, and then race setup, initialize race, Race number 4 is the girls JV. Now, the girls JV and girls varsity are the same race, so what I do is I enter the results for the girls varsity first. And then I go back here and I make sure I don't enter any duplicates, because somebody on one team like Kent Lake, they had their number, 5, 6, 7 were way lower than our JV girls. And so you just got to be careful not to put them on both spreadsheets. All right, I'm going to show you a sample of our Kent Lake meet and what it looked like. So here's our Kent Lake results right here. There's the key that I entered. Okay, I have all the results. Here's my race setup. I went in at the end of the race and I just recorded each person's number and I recorded each person's time. Notice just use the decimal point to enter the time. And then here's the girls varsity, the boys JV, and the girls JV. Once the race is over, you hit the score button and it automatically scores the meet for you. All right, and then when you want to print things out, you just go to the race that you want, whatever race it may be, and hit the little printer icon. Don't go up here to File, Print. Hit the print icon, and it prints out a beautiful looking form. Even asks you, do you want the score printed out, prints it on a separate page. Pretty slick. All right, once that's done, you go to the welcome screen, and all you have to do is click the upload and finish. Not only does it create the text file for you with all the results, it moves it and copies it all to athletic.net. You just have to be logged into athletic.net when you do that. And then you just click next, 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 and it's done. I don't want to do that because I'd mess up the results from the old meet, but I can click the button here. Watch what happens. It says, okay, it created that text file. That's fine. All right. And then it will automatically here, there it is off to the side. I'll bring it into view. Here it's uploading the files. Okay, and maybe you've seen this before. You just click next a bunch of times and eventually you click publish, and that's it. It takes like a minute to do. So let me know if you want a further explanation of this, but it really is that easy. You can practice the setup as many times as you want. You can practice entering, just make a new copy when you're ready to go before you're done. Okay, all right.